Good evening and welcome to our live discussion. We're so happy to see all of you lined up before we actually started the show. So, Tulip, may I welcome you to say hi to some of your guests joining in?
Oh, I can see. Oh, there's Ivana. My daughter's here. I can see her in the comments. My sister's here as well. Petal. Hi, Petal. Good to see you here. All right. And there are a couple of, yeah, there's my mom. That's my mom there. Okay. Mom, one of my biggest supporters. She's always around. So I can
How
see her there as
lovely.
well. Good to
How lovely.
have her.
And I think your greatest supporter is this one, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that's my husband. Behind the scenes man for me, but he's always there.
Lovely, lovely. So while we give the other guest a few minutes, a minute or two rather, to just join in, may I
Right.
request ones joining in to just tell us where they're joining from? And I can see Teacher Bertha is here. Thank you for joining in. I can also see Renita joining in from Goa. Okay, and I can see my sister here, Shirley, who has joined in from Hong Kong. And we have Wendy Pereira. Thank you, Wendy. I think Wendy's joining in from Hong Kong, if I'm not mistaken. Nandita, such a blessing to have you. I know you're joining in from Australia, and the time difference is
Yeah,
pretty large,
it's really late.
but you're
It's
sure
really
gonna
late.
you're gonna love what Tulip has to offer today. So it's so lovely, lovely. Thank you everyone for joining in, and oh, Meeta is joining in from Australia too. Thank you, Meeta. Meeta, I must say thank you to you for introducing Tulip to Natalie Inspires You. Thanks to your recommendation, we have Tulip here tonight.
That's my nephew, Dylan D'Souza. I can
Wow.
see him in the comments as well.
It's so lovely when friends and family support what you do because that's such an encouragement. Really, such an encouragement.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I can also see a couple of my girl gang. I can see Shivani, I can see Sheetal. There's Arpita who joined in early on. So there's Apeksha. So a lot of my girls. So happy to see all of you here. Thank you for being here. Okay, there's Sheetal. Sheetal, who's been associated with me for more than 5 years now in a very close way. Oh, hi Sheetal, good to see you.
I have
Michelle Disa. Michelle Disa, I know Michelle. I have a long connection with Michelle. Very long connection, 20 years back.
oh nice,
Amol is here. Wow, that's amazing. It's nice to see so many people.
lovely,
Exciting.
great. I have my daughter joining from the next room. She's happy to support us too, and always my hubby for supporting my
Ah,
work. Okay, and yes, I would like to thank Dr. Agnes Rosario, who always thanks me, prays for me and my team whenever we do any show. Thank you, sister. Okay, so with that, let's begin. Tulip, are you ready?
yes, I am all set. I'm so
Great.
excited.
So nice, so nice. Okay, so good evening and welcome to a live discussion, living your best life forward with fitness and healthy eating. I'm Natalie Fernandez Mota, author, blogger, and motivational speaker, and founder of Natalie Inspires You, a women's empowerment platform that inspires women to chase their dreams and make them a reality while staying anchored in faith, hope, and love. And to know more about the work I do, you can follow me on Natalie Inspires You on YouTube, Facebook, or Instagram, or simply log on to natalieinspiresyou.com. But today, I am delighted to introduce you to my guest for the evening, the very fit and fabulous Tulip Rodrigues. Tulip is a passionate health counselor and a fitness coach who believes that anyone at any stage of their life can make positive changes for a healthier and happy future. She truly believes that coaching can give you the tools to figure out what your body needs so that you can reach your goals. She currently takes time out to train about 30 women and a few men, every day and mentors people to meet their nutritional and physical goals. Tulip has been a regular contributor to the Runners for Life newsletter and has written about hair health for Tweak India, has spoken about fitness and nutrition at many corporates, including Barclays, Kotak Bank, and eGov, the company that has created the Covin app. So do follow Tulip on Instagram at Tulip Rodrigues to know more about the great work that she does. Tulip loves working out and is currently obsessed with weight training and is always trying out new recipes that can be healthy and tasty. Welcome to Naturally Inspires You, Tulip.
Thank you, Natalie. I am so happy to be here. I'm happy to be addressing your tribe of women, and I hope that I can make this hour very enlightening and helpful for everyone who is here.
I'm sure, no doubt about that, no doubt. So before we begin, just a gentle reminder that the information that Tulip shares today on the show is for informational and educational purposes only and not to diagnose or treat any medical condition. So, if you do have one, kindly seek medical advice from your doctor before trying out any of the tips provided on the show. So, Tulip, let's move on to the first segment, and that is on healthy eating. And I've lined up a couple of questions based on what people have asked you and me for the
Yeah.
show. And let's begin because I know you have a lot of great stuff to share. So, how would you, Tulip, help a client who is new to
Mhm.
nutrition and is eagerly looking forward to getting healthy?
All right. So, first things first, look at the basics and start with the basics. Don't go in for the fancy stuff. We have a visual on screen there for you. And if you can make all your plates of food look a little bit like what you can see on the screen, with at least half the plate filled with vegetables, maybe not fruit, but filled with vegetables, a little quarter of the plate filled with something that is protein rich, which could range from anything from, your chicken or fish, or eggs or pulses and beans or even yogurt. And if you have a little quarter of your plate filled with some kind of carb, a healthy, wholesome carb, you are set. You have figured out this nutrition thing. Also, water. That is something that most of us forget on a regular basis. So, if you are able to have a good 2 liters of water, you are kind of set. So, first tip, all right, first thing that I want you to be very aware of through this whole hour that I'm sharing with you, make every plate, every meal, whether it's breakfast, lunch, or dinner, look a little bit like what you see on screen, and you will meet with success.
How lovely, Tulip. It seems so exciting to just hear that. And I do hope our viewers actually do that, I'm sure. And by the end of the session, there'll be much more that they can add to their colorful plate, I'm sure. Okay, now the next one. And I hear this so often, I see it online about something called a juice cleanse. Will
Oh,
my
yeah.
juice cleanse really help me to lose weight? I mean, I find that difficult to do and to believe.
Mhm.
What do you have to say about
Okay.
that?
So yeah, there are so many of these juice cleanses just proliferating online right now, charging humongous amounts of money, plus the money that you have to spend to buy all those fruits and vegetables, some of them so exotic. So I think that juice cleanses are absolutely unnecessary. You might lose weight if that's what you're targeting. You might lose weight immediately in the immediate future, but that weight will come back up within a week.
Mm.
It's not something that's going to stay with you. So then I have people saying, no, but I am not doing a juice cleanse for weight loss. I am doing it only for cleansing. I want to detox my body. But your body is so powerful, it has the ability to detox itself. All right. Have you ever had a really heavy meal, and then the next day you say like, oh no, I am so full, I just don't want to eat anything more. That's the sign that your body is giving you. It's telling you, look, I need to detox. I need to rid myself of all the toxins that you put into me. So listen to your body. Juice cleanses are an absolute hogwash and they're useless.
I quite knew that. I mean, it looked too good to be true. And thank you for coming, somebody who's
Absolutely.
that knows. much about this. So thank you for that. And that was a very valuable tip. Thank you. Moving to the next one. And this one, I personally want to know the answer to this one. Do I really have to cut carbs to burn fat? Because I cannot cut carbs. I want to eat carbs every day. So do I really have to cut carbs if I want to lose weight?
This is the golden question, isn't it? It's a question that's on everyone's mind. Uh, do I need to cut carbs to lose weight? Well, I would say that maybe you can think in terms of how can I make the carb that I'm eating a healthier, more wholesome one? Definitely not cut carbs. All right. So let's say if I am doing bread 5 times a week, okay, and in Mumbai we have our Mumbai pav, okay, so pav bhaji, for example, okay, so uh, 5 pounds, 4 pounds, 6 pounds per meal. That's a lot of carbs and it's white processed carbs. All right. So maybe not that. Yeah. So what would I do? Instead, I would say look for a healthier, wholesome carb. See if you can have your pav bhaji without the pav. Go in for a chapati that you've made at home, a much, much healthier, more wholesome option. All right. Uh, Maybe you can look at having a slice of toast. Okay. So nowadays, even in Mumbai, and I know that where you are as well, there are so many good options as far as bread is concerned. You know, you have your rye breads and you have your Ezekiel breads and you have a sardo. Why don't you look at having it with two slices of sardo instead of having it with an empty cup? Yeah. So it should be all about, is the carbohydrate source that I'm having a good, wholesome carb? Not about how to cut carbs. Because when you have a wholesome source of carb, you will feel full faster.
Yeah.
You won't want to eat that much. And you're not putting that white, trashy stuff into your body. Yeah. Ultimately, if you want to lose weight, and I know that everyone is not interested in losing weight, but if you want to lose weight, that little bit of carb is required for your body to burn fat. So, if I were to just explain this a little bit more in detail, um, when you drive a car, all right, if you have like a car that's, a supercar, it needs a certain blend of fuel, right, for it to perform at its maximum. So, in the same way, for your body to perform at its maximum, for you to extract maximum from your body, you need to have a blend of food. You cannot cut out one thing and then expect your body to give you results. Cutting carbs may give you results in the short term, but as you said it, Natalie, I cannot live without my carbs. I can't live without my carbs as well. So it's a short term answer, not a long term solution. More important is to manage your portions, manage your quantities, and then continue from there. That
Oh,
would be more relevant to getting your whole health right.
absolutely, Tulip. Thank you. I mean, I know that we get a lot of rye bread here and
Uh-huh.
sourdough. So at least
Right.
I feel a bit more comfortable that I don't have to get rid of that morning toast. I can still, change it to something healthier. Lovely, lovely. Moving to the next one. Is fruit fattening?
Fruit is not fattening if eaten in the right quantity. See, fruit is something that's natural, okay? It's something that nature has given to us. So why would you kind of just take it out of your diet? Um, I'd say think in terms of having 2 fruits a day. That should be your portion. So if you do 2 fruits a day, you should be fine. Right? Another thing is never have fruit after a meal. Okay, we've been conditioned to having fruit after a meal. Never have fruit after a meal. Have it as your mid meal. So maybe somewhere in the morning between breakfast and lunch, or somewhere in the evening when hunger strikes. Have it at that time. It's a good aid to keeping you nice and full, and to make sure that you don't indulge in unhealthy snacking. All right. Now remember that when it comes to snacking on fruit, try to make that fruit last longer in your body. How do you do that? By adding a good source of something that has a little bit of fat in it. All right. So I would normally combine my fruit with some nuts or some seeds, and you're sorted. Or how about a fruit parfait? So I've cut up an apple, I've chopped up an apple, I've got a little bit of Greek yogurt. Okay, so I've got a bowl of Greek yogurt. I've put the apple on top, and that's such a beautiful snack. It will satisfy your craving. It will keep you full it will just keep you full till dinner. So then that I think that's what you need to do. What we need to cut out is the fruit juice.
Hmm,
That needs to go. Yeah, because that is the fruit without the fiber. We don't need that. We definitely don't need that.
Amazing, amazing. And I like the idea of you saying add nuts or add some kind of healthy. How about peanut butter with our fruit? Oh, is that okay? Some
Oh
amount.
yes, absolutely.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely. So yeah, so when it comes to nut butters, I would say don't exceed 2 tablespoons in a day.
Oh, okay.
Don't go over that. That should be your top line recommendation, especially if you're looking at managing your weight. So you
Okay.
don't want too much of it. And peanuts, at the end of it, of course, they're very good for you. They have lots of vitamin D, they've got lots of folic acids. But at the end of it, they are fat, right?
Oh,
So if you're
okay.
trying to lose fat, remember the engine, the car engine analogy, you need everything in a certain proportion. So if you
Correct.
overdo that, then you are bound to, your body is going to store it, so you don't want
Yeah. So my friend here who's joining from Nuts Enough will be happy to hear that because she makes some
that.
awesome peanut butter, and I'm going to try it with my apple slice
Uh-huh.
next time. Okay. So
It is
thank
my go-to for before a workout. I love apple
you.
slices with peanut butter. I just love that.
Amazing, amazing. I'm going to try that. Okay, moving to our next one. Oh, I don't know what you're going to answer to this one, Tulip. Is sugar really an evil food?
Sugar is not really an evil food. And I always tell my clients, if you want to have a teaspoon or maybe 2 teaspoons of sugar with your coffee or tea in the morning or the evening, that is absolutely fine. You know, Um Nat, if I were to ask you, go to the kitchen right now and get a big bowl of sugar and eat it up plain, would you be able to do that?
No
Just
way.
plain sugar? No. It is the sugar with the salt and the fat and the carbs that we crave. So what we really crave for is maybe the cupcake that you get from the local store, which is the sugar and the fat and the cream and everything, all of that put together. It's not really sugar that we crave. And that is what we need to take out of a diet, the processed food. All right. 1 or 2 teaspoons of sugar, absolutely fine. Unless, of course, you have a medical condition where you've been asked to stay off the sugar, then yes, you might want to stay off it. Important tip here is that everything that you eat today, especially if it comes out of a package, has sugar. All right. So, very important when you go to the supermarket and if you're looking at buying something, a new food, for example, turn it around, look at the label, see if it contains excess sugar. It will give you a number in grams. Okay. So, important tip here, 1 teaspoon of sugar, so that 1 teaspoon of sugar equals to about 5 grams. Okay. So, you keep that in mind. All right. Now, last week I had a couple of clients who were trying to cut down on their alcohol and they said, is tonic water okay? So I said, tonic water, let's look at it. Let's look at the label. And we actually saw that one 200 ml of tonic water contains about 17 grams of sugar, which
No.
means you're getting 3 teaspoons of sugar in one tonic water. Okay. So we need to get into the habit of turning food packets around, looking at the labels, seeing if they contain added sugars. And if they do, decide, is this for me? Do I want to get here? Do I want to add this much of sugar into my diet or not? And then make a very, very focused decision about it.
Amazing, Tulip. I think if we really keep turning the packets, it's really going to really shock us.
Oh, absolutely. Yes.
I'm
Yes.
glad you shared that with us. Definitely
Yeah.
going to add this on my to-do list. Have to for sure. Okay, moving on to the next question. What is the worst food for me to eat? And what would be the best food for me to eat?
All right. So this is a tricky one because I truly believe that there is no worse food as such. It's all about portioning it out, controlling it, yeah, making sure that you're living a balanced life, not seesawing to either end of the seesaw. All right, you want to be somewhere in the middle. So having said that, I would think that worst foods would be the colas because they're loaded with sugars. All right, mocktails, fruit juices,
Oh,
okay, the ready convenience foods, okay, the ones that you get in a packet sometimes, and you just take them out. Like in India, we get cheeselings.
yes, of course. I've
You
grown up.
know about cheeselings.
Yes.
Do you think cheese links has anything to do with cheese? They're far away from it. Yeah, they have the added flavor and they're fried and they've got white flour and they're totally processed, So we need to get into the habit of, just looking into what we buy. Another thing is health food. All right. So today everything is marketed as a health food. So you buy a packet of granola and it says healthy, all natural, all good for you. Okay. Is it really good for you? At the end of it, it's processed. They've taken that little grain of wheat and pulverized it and banged it and taken out the fiber from it and really made it palatable for you to eat. So, no, don't get there. There is no worst food, but definitely make sure that you're avoiding empty calories. And for me, liquid calories are the ones that I would definitely avoid. All right.
Oh,
So even if I'm going out on an evening and I want to have a glass of wine, I'll make it a glass of wine, but I'm not going to add an orange juice into it to make it into a fancy mimosa. All right. Or I'm not going to go in with a mocktail, which I know has huge amounts of added calories. I'll just stick to the drink as it is, maybe with a little soda water. And if I don't want to drink, then it might just be that the glass of nimbu pani, or maybe just soda water, or plain water. Plain water works best. Yeah. And in terms of best food would be ghar ka khana.
home cooked
So
meals. Yes.
home cooked meals, exactly like the visual that I showed you in the beginning. If you are able to manage that, you are set up for success. This one. Yes, that's right. So you've got everything in there that your body requires. And you're just set for success. So that would be the best meals to ever have and the best food to have.
Oh, great, Tulip. Thank you. And I'm so glad you even shared us a little angle of cocktails and
Yeah.
mocktails because we're so easy on a night out, ready to just add in those juices and without even realizing that there's so much sugar to it because it just tastes so good. But now each time I go out
Absolutely.
and order a cocktail, but I'm going to be reminded of your talk and I'll switch to just a soda water and Mopani. But no,
Good. I'm so happy to hear that.
yes, no, but it's time we all, start taking care of our health. I think today more so than any other time, in these COVID times, we know how important it is to stay and be
Very,
healthy.
very true. Very true. And I think it's all matter of us, thinking and being mindful, you know, because very often, and today, what I am sharing with you, the tips I'm sharing with you, they might make sense to you. There's so much on social media. There's so much on Google, that we're all constantly bombarded with. And when you go through it, you say, hey, this seems good, and hey, that seems good, and these are all good tips. But think and take two or three of them that you can implement in your life on a daily basis. Yeah, that is what is important, to start making those changes one step at a time. That is what we need to keep doing.
Absolutely. And I have your good friend Neeta hoping that her daughter is listening because these tips are, especially for the young ones too, very doable.
Oh,
It
yeah.
just, you need to be a bit conscious doing it. So, yes, lovely. And home cooked meals, oh, Tulip, that's absolutely
Yes,
true. You eat at home, you don't get that heavy stuffed feeling that you would, sometimes.
absolutely.
So I like that you're
Yes.
giving very practical and doable tips. You're not just giving us
Yeah.
some big fat fancy formula from a health
Hmm.
magazine, which we can't really follow. So I'm
Yeah.
happy to have you here. And truly, as Wernling says, really wonderful advice that you're giving us. Thank you. And
Thank you.
Dylan, of
Thank you
course,
so much.
says Gar Khakana. That means home cooked meals. Was who don't know Hindi. So yes, thank you so much. Yes. Now moving on to our next segment because we still have a lot to cover. Uh,
Yeah.
Julie, now that we have moved on to the new normal and restrictions have been reduced, so a lot of us are
Right.
eating out, dining out. What advice
Hmm.
would you have for us when we step out and when we go to restaurants? What kind of foods could we pick? What advice do you have for us in that aspect?
Right. Okay. So my first tip would be, yes, go ahead, enjoy. It's something that we've all waited for a long period of time, just going out, socializing, meeting family, meeting friends. Yeah. So it's a good thing. But the first thing is, think of how you can be 10% better on that day. All right. So, for example, I know that I'm going to go out for dinner tonight, and I know that I'm going to be maybe having my 2 glasses of wine or 3 glasses of wine. All right. We also know from so much of social media that wine is dehydrating, alcohol is dehydrating. So, what's my 10% better going to be? It's going to be having lots of water through the day so that I avoid dehydration. 10% better. Okay. I know that I'm going to go out today, so I'm going to eat a lot. I am going to really go crazy on the food. All right. So, what can I do? How can I add more vegetables to my meal? Maybe for lunch, I can have 2 vegetables today instead of one. Or maybe I can have a larger serving of salad today. All right. So, I've done 10% better. So if you think in terms of 10% better, first and foremost, yeah, you're sorted. All right. Secondly, when you go out, be that person who orders the salad. All right. Everyone's going to order the nachos and they're going to order the dim sums and the gyozas and the spring rolls. So you be that person who orders the salad. So when we go out, it's actually my husband who does this. He's the one who wants the salad. So he's the one who orders the salad. And trust me, just that one decision of yours of ordering that salad, ordering that plate of greens, everyone's going to eat it. They might make fun. They might say, she wants to have the salad. She always wants to be healthy. But everyone is going to eat it and everyone is going to be the better for it. Right? So be that person who has a huge plate of greens. Another important tip is eat something before you go. All right? So that when you go to that party, when you go to that event, you're not ravenous, yeah, and you want to just inhale your food, so eat something before you go. What should you eat? I really like the fruit and yogurt combo. I love that combo. Yeah, that's really good. You could even do something like a small little sandwich. So you could do an egg sandwich or a chicken sandwich. You could do a big bowl of soup, a nice big hearty bean soup. So all those are kind of filling. They have a lot of protein, they have a lot of fiber, so they'll keep you going through the night. All right. And when that plate of appetizers comes in and, you look at it, you're going to say, oh, it's okay. I don't need one right now. Maybe I'll just wait and have some later because you are not hungry enough to grab that food and eat it. Yeah. So little things. But what's important is that you need to be mindful. Most often food that you eat out is hyper palatable. It's loaded with fat and salt and sugar. So it's so tasty and our taste buds crave it. So if you don't have that discipline to say, I am going to eat, but I am going to be mindful about what I eat and I will try and make some healthful choices, it's not going to happen. So you have to have that discipline and that self-confidence in yourself that you are going to be a little bit more focused about your health. So that's important. Simple things. Look at the menu. If a menu says grilled, baked, roasted, that item is healthier. But if it says battered, breaded, crumbed, fried, don't go in for those options because they will definitely be, the fried ones, the ones that are loaded with oils. And when you go to a restaurant, we all know that you will not get good quality oils. It's the palm oil, the cheapest, the palm or the soy oils that they use that really interfere with our health big time. And coming to that, very important that salads are not always healthy. So when you go out, you've got to be very careful. So I had this client who said that, I'm going to a salad bar today. So I'm really going to have a healthy salad. And I said, okay, look at the menu and narrow it down for me and send me an option of what you're going to eat. So her salad had some leaves, some lettuce leaves. It had croutons. It had brown rice. It had 3 types of cheese. It had avocado. It had nuts. It had seeds. And to top it all, there was a nice salad dressing. All right. Now, the amount of fat that your body needs in one day, all right, is roughly, I'm just giving you a very random figure because it's different for every one of us, but roughly you need about 2 tablespoons of fat in a whole day. Now, can you imagine how much of fat there is with the nuts and the seeds and the avocado and the salad dressing? It's just a bomb. So salads can have a lot of calories. All right. So important tip there. Make sure that your salad has only one source of fat, not a ton. All right. Ask them for the dressing on the side and then follow the fork method. Okay. Tip your fork in the dressing, coat it with the dressing, and then have your salad with it. By that, you'll use up just a quarter of the dressing rather than the whole one, and you'll feel good about it that you were able to control.
Oh, amazing, Tulip. Such simple, doable things. And, like your mom is saying today to us, good advice and proud. But we would like to tell you, Auntie, that there's a lot that Tulip would have learned from you. So,
Oh yeah, a lot.
you. And thank you, too. I mean, that we can have Tulip today on our show. So, moving to the next question, and this is a power one. As a woman,
Yes.
what kind of
Yeah.
food should I eat to support my body?
Yeah, that's I think a question that's very close to my heart because I see so many women on a daily basis, and I think we women are really special. We're different, okay, and we have a lot going for us. Now, generally, nutrition for women differs in every stage of our life. Yeah, right from when you're pregnant to when you're breastfeeding to when you're let's start at the beginning when a girl just achieves her menstruation right up to the end when you menopause. But having said that, the important nutrients that you would be looking for in your diet, the big ones are calcium and iron, right? So these are the two we should be being very careful with, especially if we have daughters who are growing up, then calcium is really, really important. And on the other side of it, at that time when you're heading into menopause, yeah, estrogen, it's a female hormone. I think everybody would know it's a female hormone. So it exercises a very protective effect on your bones. All right. But when you enter into that stage where you're heading towards menopause, estrogen begins to fall. That means your bones are left unprotected. All right. So you need to add in more calcium so that your bones continue to remain strong through that next phase of your life. So very, very important to do that. So we should look at every day having a good source of calcium. So when you plan your meals, make sure you're eating a bowl of dairy, a bowl of yogurt, all right, every day, or make sure that you have, let's say, a ragi roti. Ragi is nachni, what we call it in Goa. Make sure you're doing that. It's a super food as far as calcium is concerned. Or a tofu. Tofu is a double whammy because it's rich in calcium and it's rich in iron, both which women require. So tofu is really good for us as well. And then you've got green leafy vegetables, which are really rich again in calcium and iron. So you need to make sure that your calcium sources are topped up all through your life. Iron is especially important again because when you're menstruating, you lose blood. So you need to replace the iron that you're losing out. And Natalie, right now in India, it's like the sources of iron, the kind of absorption that we women in India have as far as iron is concerned is really low. So you'll find young girls, teenage girls suffering from depression, sometimes anxiety, sometimes, just weakness. They don't know what's happening to them, and it could just be iron. So easiest way to have iron in your diet is to add in a green leafy vegetable.
Okay.
And when you eat your green leafy vegetable, just sprinkle some lemon on it. So that allows the body to absorb the iron in better. All right. So don't look for the fancy things. There are a lot of fancy things that you can do. But for iron, your green leafy vegetables, you have raisins, you have dry fruit. Okay. All of these are rich sources of iron. So this is what you should be looking at on a regular basis. Add in good sources of calcium, add in good sources of iron into your food on a regular basis.
Oh, lovely. Very helpful, Tulip. I can see a couple of important questions coming up by Vikram Hede, Natsina, and also
Uh-huh.
another friend of yours. But if we could just keep that to the segment for questions, and we will complete
Yeah.
what we have planned. But we will come back
Yeah.
to your questions. Okay. So yes, Tulip, thank you. And I think for women, calcium and iron is what we definitely are going to keep in mind for sure moving ahead. Okay, lovely. So moving on to the next segment. Oh my gosh, and I don't quite like that. It's about working out and not fitness.
Really.
but it's important. And before we move there, for those of you who joined in a bit late, I'm Natalie Fernandez Smooth. I'm founder of Naturally Inspires You, talking to the fit and fabulous Tulip Rodrigues. Do follow her on Instagram at Tulip Rodrigues to know a little bit more of the lovely work that she does and to also benefit from the tips and uh, recipes that she puts up on her Instagram page. Okay, so moving to fitness now, Tulip. Why do I need to work out? Do I really need to work out, Tulip? Everybody wants to know that question.
So a workout is the most powerful medicine that you can ever have for everything from your health to your sleep to your stress levels. If you work out, you are one step away from just having or being in a good mood for the entire day. So a workout is absolutely essential for different kind of parts of what we are and what we do through the day. Natalie, I see so many people who, they're sitting there at desk jobs through the day, and they come to me and they say, I'm constipated. I just don't get a good bowel movement. What do I do? Work out, move, get your body moving. The minute you get your body moving, your physical body, your internal organs are also moving with you. They're stimulated. And that sometimes is enough for people to just be regular, on a daily basis. I hope I'm not, getting a little gross with it, but it's a very pertinent question, and so many people have this issue. So just keeping your body moving on a regular basis makes such a big difference. It's a great medicine and such a mood elevator. You work out and you feel so good. So I don't know why people don't do
So true, dear.
it.
And of course,
Yeah,
movement is something that makes us just women even feel good on the days that we're just a little down and out. So, yes,
absolutely.
yeah, we must work out.
Absolutely.
I do work out a bit, but I think after your show now,
Uh-huh.
talk to what you say, and I'm going to work out a bit more. So, what do I
Oh, yeah, I'm
need?
so happy to hear that.
What should I eat, Tulip, before and after a workout?
All right. So this question has many different aspects to it. So one is if it's a 1 hour workout that you're doing on a regular basis, maybe you don't need anything. Like I work out in the morning with the girls. I don't eat anything. I don't need anything in the morning. I'm quite okay. But if you are the kind of person who requires something, then something really small, like maybe a banana or a couple of dates or a couple of raisins, something really light, not too heavy, which will just give you a little energy would be good options. Of course, what you eat before your workout is also very sport specific. So if you're going out for a long 2 hour run or a 3 hour run, then your nutrition would be different. You would need maybe a toast with some peanut butter, or you might need a little bowl of oats. Yeah, or you might need my go-to snack, yeah, the apples with the yogurt, my favorite. So you might need something heavier. Yeah, so you might need that kind of a thing. But generally, pre-workout, look for something that is more carb based, natural sugar based. And post workout, you need a little bit of carb, but more of protein. All right. So after you've worked out, your body is in a state of breakdown. Your muscle fibers are breaking down, especially if you're doing a good resistance training workout. So you need more protein to repair that breakdown that's occurred. So you do need carbs, of course, but more protein post your workout. So something like a egg salad sandwich or a chicken sandwich, okay, or if nothing else, a protein shake, with a fruit on the side. A smoothie is fabulous because you can put everything into it. Your protein source, you can put some fruit into it, you can put some yogurt into it, and it's so yummy. So something like that would be a good option as well post workout. Yeah, but generally, a small portion of carb pre workout and more protein and very less carb post workout is what you would be looking for.
Oh, lovely, lovely. We'll keep that in mind. And yes, definitely, it's like Renita says, workout is a mood elevator for sure, for sure. And that leads us to our next question, and it would be similar to what Keenan Almeida is asking us: is as a woman, what
Mhm,
kind of workout would you recommend? I think it would be in
mhm.
line with what Keenan also asked: any particular food for mood swings during menopause? or anything to avoid. So we will take the fitness part of it now, and we'll follow up a little
We do the
later.
questions later.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So what kind of workout for women, right?
Yes.
So, well, again, pick up a workout, pick up a type of workout that you enjoy and that suits your body type. All right. For me, I have always enjoyed my cardio. I love it because of the mood enhancing endorphins that it releases. But of late, things I've switched gears. I do enjoy my cardio, but I'm also beginning to now reap the benefits and enjoy strength training, lifting weights. I feel that it has changed me in terms of the fact that it's made me more resilient. There's a very important life lesson to be learned when you exercise, whether it's cardiovascular fitness, so the aerobics kind of thing, or whether it's lifting weights, or whether it's doing yoga or Pilates. Exercise is always not easy. You have to, for example, hold a pose, and holding that pose and making it look graceful, or lift weights. So pulling that bicep, getting that bicep curl done for 12 times when you're so tired and you just want, you just have to keep it going. And instructors yelling at you and saying, get it done, don't stop. This is the way to go. Sometimes you want to quit, but you hold on to it and you get it done. And then you realize, yes, this is what life is about as well. Life do throws challenges at us all the time. Yeah. What do we do? Do you quit? No, it's like exercise. You have to do the same thing. You have to hold on to it, and ultimately you'll succeed and you'll be able to move forward. So, very important life lesson. So, but I digress from the topic. For workout for women, do what you love. All right. Pick up a workout that suits your body. And as you get older, as you reach that stage where you're hitting menopause, definitely add in some kind of resistance training. All right, resistance training or strength training or body weight exercises. It could be as simple as doing planks, squats, lunges, that kind of thing. It could be lifting weights. It could be a proper weight training session in the gym. It could be Pilates. It could be yoga. But you need to add in strength training. Very important, because when you work out, your muscles and your bones move and they vibrate. So whatever you eat, remember we spoke about calcium earlier?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that calcium deposition into your bones is higher, all right? And your bones actually benefit from the workout that you're doing. So strength training, very, very important.
Going to keep that in
Yeah.
mind, Tulip.
Yeah.
Perhaps
Yeah. That's very important.
we will call you on another show just for tips and advice for women who are feel and look very young, but getting a little older in age. So we probably have another session. But yes, strength training is
Yeah.
what we definitely keep in mind. And yes, you
Absolutely.
have such simple, doable tips and valuable information, and we're so grateful, to you for that, Tulip. Really, really so grateful.
Thank you.
And for those who have joined in, I don't think we announced this, but we have a little surprise coming up. Tulip has offered to share and do a demo live of one of her healthy salad dressing recipes, something that we can keep and use, and probably use guilt free. So over to you, Tulip. Can you share with us your recipe?
All right. So you just have to give me a minute to turn the camera down and get it in, okay? So,
Yeah, so true, Renita. You know, especially with
okay.
exercise, we need to enjoy what we're doing to be motivated to do it more. Yes, Tulip, over to you.
All right. So I cannot get the right camera angle to show this to you, but I am just going to try and lift this up, okay? So, okay. I've got about a quarter glass of healthy oil. All right. You can go with an olive oil or a cold pressed oil, any one that you prefer. I've got about a quarter glass of some vinegar. So I love Goa vinegar. So that's the one that I have here. But you could also do an apple cider vinegar or a balsamic vinegar, or any one of those, whatever you want. I've got a little bit of salt and pepper in here. All right. I love mustard as well, so I'm gonna go in with like a huge tablespoon of mustard and a little bit of honey. All right. So I've got a good honey there. So all I'm going to do is I have a little jar here. All right. So it's as easy as just take all of your ingredients and I love this. Pour them into that jar. Yeah, so here you go. Can you see that? Right. So just going to go in with a little honey as well. So about a teaspoon of honey is what I've done. Yeah, so I've put everything in as neatly as I could. All right, now I need to screw that jar shut. All right, and I just shake it up. Okay, so that everything gets nicely emulsified. Can you see how it's changed? And that is it. Yeah, so I have got enough of salad dressing for my family of three for up to three salads. And I don't have to buy anything that is expensive. I can just buy a bottle or a jar,
Oh,
right? But I don't know what they've added. I know I've used the best quality ingredients here, and you're set. It's as easy as that. Makes
lovely.
sense?
Seems so Makes sense. Seems so simple and doable, and as you said, probably very
Oh,
healthy.
very.
So, for those of you who didn't pick up the quantities too well, we're going to post the
Mm-hmm.
recipe days on our platforms, along with
Yeah, we'll do
how
that.
to prepare, so you can follow it up there. Okay, thank you, Tulip, and we're going to replace those shelved bottles that must be probably containing so much of sugar, and we spend so much of money on, with something
Yeah,
that you have taught us today. Okay, lovely, great. So, just to be
yeah, that's
mindful of
good.
time, Julep, we'll
Mm-hmm.
just move on to the few questions that have already come up while you were
Right,
speaking. Let's take Shivani
right.
Desai's question. What is the right amount of
Mm-hmm.
sugar one should consume?
All right. So look for 1 or 2 teaspoons in a day. That's about it. Don't go in for more sugar. And normally, anything that we eat, especially if it comes from a packet, will have sugar. So, be a little mindful. If you know that you're going to have something that comes from a packet, then maybe you want to avoid that sugar that comes in your tea and coffee. But generally, 1 or 2 teaspoons is absolutely fine. Nice question, Shivani. Thank you.
Oh, lovely. One or two teaspoons is what we need to keep in mind. Okay, coming from Vikram Hedi, a question close
Okay.
to heart. Is coffee good for you, and how much of coffee can one have in a day?
Like everything else, coffee is good for you in moderate amounts. All right. Two ways to answer this question. Um, I'm a coffee freak, just like Vikram is. So, I really love my coffee and I love my 2 cups of coffee, but that's what I restrict to 1 cup of coffee in the morning and then one in the evening. And that's it. I will never go over that. All right. But more importantly, you need to look into, does coffee suit me? Does it work for me? All right. Like, I know many people for whom coffee causes anxiety. They get jittery with it. If you're one of those, then definitely avoid it. I know many of those who need coffee, who kind of get loosies when they have coffee. If you're one of those, then definitely avoid it. Yeah. But yes, if it suits you and if it works for you, definitely 2 cups, maximum maybe 3 cups is absolutely fine. Don't go over that, because then the effects that it can, like anything else, it can have its negative effects. So in moderation, again, absolutely fine.
2 cups. Okay. For all our coffee lovers, please, you need to cut down your intake of coffee. Keep it to two. Okay, moving to the next question. Is calcium supplements necessary for your body?
All right. So that would really depend on which stage of life you are. Uh, I would say definitely with your doctor's advice. There are many different types of calciums, the supplements that are available in the market. Some of them can be constipating for many of us women. So if you're one of those, then you definitely don't want to take something off the counter. You don't want to buy something off Amazon, because you'll never know what is throwing you off. Do it with a doctor's advice so that he is able to change it for you if at all required. But if you add in something like ragi, like Natalie, I think you would be aware of something called nachni porridge that we would have in Goa,
Yes.
the Goa jaggery. Yeah, so the jaggery and the nachni powder and the milk would be made into a slurry. If you have
Okay.
something like that to start your day off as breakfast, That's a huge super dose of calcium that you're getting. Then if you add, let's say, some paneer or some tofu in one of your meals, if you add in fish, okay, and I have to tell you here, because I love this so much, crab is one of the best, highest sources of calcium when it comes to seafood, you know.
Really?
So, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So, prawns, again, they have a good source of calcium. Of course, that doesn't mean that you can go and eat all the crab and prawn you have, because prawns also have a lot of fat. Yeah. So in moderate amounts, but yes, add in white fish, add in crab, add in prawn, add in tofu, add in paneer, add in dals like masoor dal and kulit and black gram. All of these are very rich, potent sources of calcium. And if you can think mindfully, and add in three or four of the sources of calcium that I've mentioned to you over the course of this talk here, I think you're sorted and you can do without the supplements. Totally do without the supplements.
Oh, brilliant, brilliant. And for those of you who are not joining in from India, ragi and nachni is what is the Indian term for finger millet. So
Finger
that's what
millet, yes.
you can use as a
Yes.
porridge supplement to sustain yourself. Wow, lovely. Thank you, Tulip. Moving to the next one. Is nachni bad for diabetes? So it's the same, what you shared just now. Is that bad for
Okay. Is
diabetes?
it bad for diabetes? So it has been seen that sometimes millets can have a slightly higher GI. That's the glycemic index, slightly higher GI than other grains do. So in that case, it might spike your diabetes. But then one tip that I can give you is combine that nachni with milk, combine it with a source of protein. So when you do that, it lowers the GI. All right. So if not milk, then maybe if you can turn that nachni roti into a paratha, which have vegetables into it. So you've added fiber to it, you've lowered the GI. Yeah, so think in terms of how you can do that and then carry on. Of course, once again, if your diabetes is really severe, if it is, you're not in a pre-diabetic stage, but you're a proper diabetic and taking a lot of medicine for it, then I would say you need to get a test done. Okay, so so this is something that you could do. I know many people have diabetes monitors at home now. So you have your nachni roti, check your sugar levels instantly. See if it has spiked up. If it has, then you know that it's not the food for you. So that you could do. But generally, combining it with a source of protein, combining it with a fiber should work well.
Oh, lovely. That's interesting. I didn't know that. Gonna try that out for sure. Okay, this is from what you partly addressed, but if there's anything to
Yeah.
add, any particular food for mood swings during menopause or anything to avoid?
So menopause is the time you do gain a lot of belly fat because of the hormonal upheaval that's going on through your body. So at this time, yeah, maybe you should look at going slightly low carb. Okay, look into eating good, healthy, wholesome sources of carb. I also suggest that you try doing an alternate carb if you're going through the stage. So look at sweet potato, look at yams, all right, as a source of carb rather than the rice and the rotis and the bakris or the quinoa or the couscous. So look at something a little different in terms of the carb source. Also, all of these root vegetables, the starches, even potato, for example, they have a good protective influence and they try to kind of get your estrogen levels up as well. They mimic the effects of estrogen. So those are the ones that you should be adding it. Mood protective, mood enhancing foods. First workout. Just get your workout in. If you get that done, you are kind of sorted. Um, if you really crave it, dark chocolate, okay, and I'm talking chocolate 80% dark and over, is also a good mood elevator, but again, in a controlled portion. So if it's like a lint kind of a dark chocolate, I would go in for one square. All right.
Oh, okay.
I don't give myself permission to have, okay, maybe two squares, yeah, but definitely not more than that. Yeah, it's not permission for you to have the whole bar. Yeah, so you need to look into that. So dark chocolate, it's a great mood enhancer. Milk by itself, okay, really helps you to calm down, makes you feel good. Yeah, and in India, we have a haldi doodh.
Turmeric milk.
Yes, that's the turmeric milk. It's a great relaxant. It helps you to feel good as well. So a shot of milk, if you are okay with milk in your diet, then a shot of milk with a little bit of haldi and a little bit of what do you call it, nutmeg, these kind of spices, and will definitely help you to kind of alleviate any kind of depression that you might be going through at that particular time.
Oh, lovely. I'm definitely going to try the haldi milk for sure. Like a small shot because I can't stand a glass.
Yes,
So a
a
small
small
shot
shot.
would also, yeah,
Yeah,
great, great.
it would work. It would
So
work.
the next question coming up from my sister who's joining in from Hong Kong, Shirley says, for protein, is plant-based better than meat?
Surely, I really think this is a personal choice. I would not say that one is better than the other for whatever reason. If you feel that you want to get into plant-based foods and that is working out for you because it suits your body better, but then by all means go ahead and eat plant-based sources of protein. I have to though one make one very important observation here is that especially in India now of late we have a lot of mock meats coming in,
Yes, yes,
plant-based processed meats, you know. So in a hurry to get off non-vegetarian food or meat, people are choosing to have a lot of mock meats, and the amount of processed ingredients that mock meats have is not funny, right? So if you choose to go plant-based, do it because you want to go plant-based. Do it because you can add a lot of tofu and paneer and lentils and pulses into your diet, not because you want to have those horrible processed meats. They're as bad as anything else that comes out of a packet. Yeah, so personal choice really there, but yes, you can get all of the protein that you require even on a plant-based diet if that is the base of your question and where it's coming from.
brilliant, brilliant. Thank you, Tulip. And really, the foods that you're talking about are flooding the market now. It looks so simple and
Yeah.
easy, but as you said, it's good to know. Thank you, dear. This is, I would say, the most important question coming from the most important person. So, Tulip, over to you. As a runner, do we Indians need to carb load before a race or a run?
That's a big resounding no, because we Indians, anyways, eat so much of carbs. So we have carb heavy diet anyways. We have a lot of rice and we have a lot of dal, and dal also, of course, it's a considered a protein food in the Indian context, but dal has a side of carbs as well, right? Which is something that is not very common knowledge. But dals have a side of carbs as well, besides the protein source of it. So our diet, our Indians, we have enough of carbs, so we definitely don't need to get into carb loading. If you eat a regular home cooked meal, which consists of your rice, your dal, your sabzi, and your salad, you've carb loaded enough. You don't need to do anything more.
Oh, brilliant, brilliant. And for our viewers joining, dal is lentils. Okay, I'm doing a little
Okay.
translation, Tulip, if you
Yeah.
don't mind.
Yeah. Thank you for that. Thank you for that.
Okay,
Thank you for
moving
that.
to my dear, and I can add, favorite aunt, Thangam Rodrigo. Is it safe to do cardio exercises after 50?
So if you're absolutely fit and fine, if you have no knee issues, all right, if your bone density is good, if you're eating rich sources of calcium, if you've been working out for a long period of time and you have been doing cardio, then there's absolutely no reason why it should not be safe. It should be absolutely, absolutely fine. But having said that, don't embark on a cardio program in full form after not doing anything for a long period of time. So you need to periodize it. Start with walks, go to quicker walks, go to jogs, then go to real running. So it has to be done progressively and periodically in a safe way. But yes, absolutely, you can. Since my husband is a runner, I think I can share with you that he knows so many women who are above 60 who are runners, who run. So cardio at its best, yeah, and they're over 60. So absolutely fine. But take it easy, take it slow, and kind of break into it. Don't just jump into it.
Brilliant, brilliant. Thank you. And another question from my dear friend Caroline. Is walking a good enough exercise?
Walking is better than no exercise. Walking will give you some health benefits, but, and I quote here from the American Council of Sports Medicine, we need to put in a moderate intensity workout 5 times a week or a high intensity workout 3 times a week. If it's a moderate intensity workout, it's got to be a 30-minute workout. If it's a high intensity workout, it can be a 20-minute workout. Yeah, so you need to kind of make sure that you're working out. Just walking won't cut it.
Okay, oh, that's interesting. I
Yeah.
love to walk, Tulip, and sometimes I just console myself saying, "Oh, I walked today," but no, I think and strength training is what I'm really taking back from you today. Okay, there are a couple of questions. So moving to the next one, are plant protein supplements good? Can you suggest some good protein supplements, especially that can be had after a workout session?
That's my sister.
Oh,
That's my sister Petal.
uh,
Okay, plant protein supplements, yes, they are good. If you follow a plant-based diet, you might want to add in a plant protein supplement. There are many in the Indian market again right now. So, there are lots that you can choose, and I'll probably take this up with her further. So I can give her a couple of brands, and maybe if your viewers are interested, we could do that as well. But there is something called how much can your body absorb. All right. So you might have the best sources of protein, but how much can your body absorb of it? And all the scientific evidence right now points to the fact that a whey protein has the highest absorbability for your body. So if you're not allergic to milk or whey, then a whey protein would be my go-to supplement, and I would rate it even higher than a plant supplement. Of course, if you're vegan, then you might not want to do a whey, but if you're not, then a whey protein is the way to go.
lovely, lovely. And I must say, Vikram says a freshly brewed coffee is definitely a mood elevator paired with some dark chocolate. Just remind him to come to the
Absolutely.
oceans, but okay. And we'll take our last question for the evening. Which cooking oil is relatively good for health?
So I would say go in for a combination of oils, so different oils will give you different benefits. All right. So like for example, mustard oil, right now in the context of the COVID situation, mustard is really good. It's a good lung strengthener. Yeah. So you should be using mustard oil in your cooking. Other good oils to be would be a safflower based oil, or you could do a coconut oil. In Goa we use so much of coconut oil. Yeah, so it's also region specific, but latest research points to the fact that you should be using a cold pressed oil. Okay, so that's just an oil that's not been ultra refined. So you should be looking at a cold pressed oil, and lots of them cold pressed or wood pressed basically. So this is what you should be looking for. What I do at home is I have 3 oils on regular rotation. So one day I would use a mustard, the next day I might use a coconut, and the third day I might do a peanut. So I keep changing it up all the time. Olive oils, yes, definitely. And for salads, your extra virgin olive oils would be a good option to go with.
Brilliant, brilliant. Thank you so much, Tulip. What you have shared with us is some very, very valuable information and practical tips on how to eat healthy, how to pick and choose our right foods, as well as the importance of daily exercise. And a bonus, your healthy salad dressing recipe. I do know that if we had to engage a nutritionist or dietitian, I'm quite sure all of us would know the fees we would have paid for a session like this. So, to all you lovely people, let's show Tulip some gratitude and love for her offering to do this show pro bono. Okay, she's doing it free for the interest of the community, and really, truly, Tulip, God bless you for that. And I'd just like to share everyone who's really so grateful for all that you have shared with us. Renita says it was so informative, and Anuja wants to really thank you for it. Mahabi also has, I'm sure, picked up something from what you've shared today. Brilliant advice, really, Tulip. We're so grateful, and your mom is so happy. You should be proud of yourself, as your mom is. Lovely, lovely. So thank you once again, Tulip, and we'd like to end this show on a deeper note. Okay, and I would like to ask you, Tulip, what is your why? Why do you do what you're doing so beautifully? Why do you do what you do as a wellness coach today?
Well, for one thing, I got into it because it's something that I love. I really enjoy it. I'm passionate about it. But having said that, now coming into it, and the more people I interact with and talk with, I can see that everybody has a backstory. Everybody has a story. Everybody wants to talk. And even though we're all surrounded by friends and family, sometimes there are people who don't get that chance to express themselves and say what they want to say. So I feel blessed. I feel honored because there are so many people who want to share with me and tell me things that that makes them. Okay, whether it's problems that they have or joys that they're experiencing in their life. And I think I'm blessed to be in a position where I can listen to people and experience happiness in what they're going to, and sometimes even dole out advice and help them to feel better through the situations that they're going through in life. I think that's the amazing part of the work that I do.
Amazing, Tulip. And with that, all of us know that this is your calling and this is your passion. Because when you have a deeper meaning to what you do, it's not just a job, it is something where,
Absolutely.
where you want to reach out and help people. So,
Very
truly,
much.
from the bottom of my heart, from Natalie Inspires You, I want to really thank you, Tulip. You've shared with us so much. It has been such a refreshing 1 hour in my life, and I'm sure in all those who are joining in. So thank you once again. May God bless you for what you're doing, and may God bless you and give you the desires of your heart today for coming on this show today. We will keep in touch, and to all of you joining in once again, thank you so much for spending your Sunday evening with the fit and fabulous Tulip Rodrigues, and with me, Natalie Inspires You. God bless you, and have a good evening.
Thank you everyone.